Where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. God has given us unlimited treasures in His Word. Every time we open it, we can discover a new treasure or admire an old one. What will we find today? Let's dig in. Here's Carla Early with Treasure Hunt in the Word.
When I look back at my life, I see so many ways that it could have gone horribly wrong. People who could have taken advantage of me, times I was on the wrong path and God redirected me to His way, situations that I saw as negative and God turned to positive, and times He warned me so that I could see a temptation for what it was. Oh, and so many other things. God has had His hand in every part of my life. I'm sure you can say the same thing. In Romans 6:14, Paul declares, "Sin shall not have dominion over you, for you are not under the law but under grace." Yes, that's the word. I've seen God's grace in my life. Paul goes on to say, "Don't you realize that you become the slave of whatever you choose to obey? You can be a slave to sin, which leads to death, or you can choose to obey God, which leads to righteousness. But God be thanked. Once you were slaves of sin, but now you wholeheartedly obey this teaching we have given you. But now you are free from the power of sin and have become slaves of God." Paul often calls himself God's slave. Now, we don't really like that image of slavery in our culture today. It makes us uncomfortable. But Paul basically says that we have a choice to be slaves of sin or to be slaves of God. Being slaves of sin brings real bondage and ultimate death. And that's where we all were to start with. And that's where we can shout, "But thanks be to God." Here's our huge "but God" today. He made a way. The only way we can be freed from sin's slavery is to choose to allow God to be our master and obey Him. Then, through His grace, we will receive life, real life, both in the here and now and eternally. Once we do that, we can see how God has already been working in our lives to get us to that point. We can see His grace and favor working in each step of our lives. Then when we realize all that He's done for us and all He has planned for us, we will serve Him gladly out of love. We won't mind being God's slave. In fact, we'll be proud of it. After all, our master is the master of the universe, the all-powerful God of time and space, King of all things. He's in control of all things and has our future in the palm of His hand. So today, think back on your life and remember all God has done for you and thank Him for it. And if you haven't yet switched masters and you're still in bondage to sin, now is a great day to ask the Lord to become your master and obey Him and receive His eternal life.
You can contact us at treasurehuntintheword@gmail.com. We'd love to hear the treasures God has given you through His Word. You can listen to other episodes at our website, which you can find in the description below. Thanks for listening, and remember, where your treasure is, there will your heart be also.